PayPal's stock is down around 5% after a report emerged late last week that they would be fining users $2,500 up to that amount for spreading disinformation or disparaging marginalized peoples. PayPal came out and said, "This was a big mistake. We didn't mean to actually release this language. It was in error." And a lot of people are saying, no, it's not an error. It was a trial balloon. PayPal was hoping that they would implement this policy that, I will repeat, that if you as a user spread misinformation, which is a nebulous term, what they define it, or disparage certain marginalized peoples, they would charge you $2,500. There was a major backlash. It was only after Elon Musk and what do they call it? The PayPal mafia came out and said, shut down your PayPal, shut down your accounts, and GTFO. That's when PayPal went, no, wait, please stop. It was an accident. My friends, I wake up to the news and I am outraged. First of all, I'm actually I want to gloat for a second. Here's what we're going to do. Head over to timcast.com, become a member. You will notice something very important and interesting. When you are registering as a member at timcast.com, you click this beautiful little join us button, select the amount by which you would like to pay to be a member. $10 is the basic membership. You will notice parallel economy. That's right. We eliminated PayPal from our website months ago because we knew this was going to happen. Not because we are psychics, but because we read the news for a living. We had a conversation here. I said, guys, based on what we've already seen with PayPal banning people, we need to get off PayPal. You know, hindsight being 2020, I wouldn't have used PayPal from the beginning had I known. And that put us at very serious risk. PayPal wants to fine you for wrongthink. Fine me for wrongthink. Had I known better, and I can only say hindsight is 2020, because we knew PayPal was bad, we could have started off with Stripe. Parallel Economy was co-founded by Dan Bongino. It is censorship resistant. If you trust Dan, I do, then use Parallel Economy. When you sign up right now at timcast.com, we default Parallel Economy. Again, that is co-founded by Dan Bongino. There's some affiliation with Rumble. And so, perfect? No, of course not. Better? Absolutely. Stripe is a second option for a variety of reasons. We need an alternative, and Stripe has actually shown to be a bit better than PayPal. I believe Locals, which is also associated with Rumble, uses Stripe as well. Perfect? No. As good as Parallel Economy? No, but still substantially better than PayPal. We are doing everything we can to reasonably move away from corrupt systems that hate you and will hurt you. So, that being said, I wake up to this news about PayPal, and of course it's bad news. Because even though we set up Parallel Economy as our default financial transaction service for timcast.com, a large portion of our memberships still go through PayPal for two reasons. The first, many people who signed up are not as politically active as you or I. They signed up for PayPal, and then they said, you know, whatever. I signed up because I watched the show. I liked it. And then I didn't really think that much about it. These people are still members on PayPal for the most part. That or they just like, I don't really care all that much. But many people signed up using PayPal guest accounts, meaning they created an account for the purpose of being a member at timcast.com. And it's not so easy to just switch that version over. If you had your own PayPal account and then you signed up, really easy to switch over to Parallel Economy. If you signed up as a guest, less easy. So what's happening now is we've already lost a lot of money. And I blame PayPal for this. I believe PayPal is responsible for the damages incurred to my business. Why? I don't care about them changing the policy. For one, I think the policy is bad on a political and personal level. But if they as a business say we have the right to change our terms as we see fit, okay, fine. But this wasn't that. PayPal did not change their terms. They put out a false statement in error. Now, where does it say in the terms that if they screw up and it causes people to bleed out of the user base, that I have to pay for that? You see where I'm going with that? I believe personally that PayPal was intentionally trying to pull some insane trial balloon for woke social credit systems. That's just my personal opinion, and it doesn't matter. What matters now is 1, protecting you, 2, standing up for what we really believe in, and 3, holding PayPal accountable for this. First, if you would like to make sure that you're a member using Parallel Economy, if you had signed up with PayPal, you can check your account, see if the deduction is coming through PayPal. I'm not sure I believe it will say PayPal. I'm not entirely sure. The challenge right now is you have to log into your account at timcast.com, cancel it, and then re-sign up using Parallel Economy. And there's bad news. This means that if, let's say you sign up for using PayPal on the first of the month, you get charged on the first of the month. If you cancel now, it'll charge you the full $10 through Parallel Economy. The solution there is email us, members@timcast.com. We are issuing refunds, basically giving you the benefit of the free month because of what PayPal did. Because we have to be able to retain customers. Like, I want to break this down because I got to get into the specifics of the legal issues here. Re-sign up using Parallel Economy. Send us an email, and we will try and get you the rest of the month off because you've already paid for it, right? So we're trying to make sure we can do that right. It's challenging because the initial sign up needs to have that transaction go through. So I'm particularly pissed off that PayPal did this. So here's what I'm saying. You are under no obligation to be a member at timcast.com. If you don't like our options, if you don't like PayPal, by all means, man, do what you think is right by you. I hope many of you are willing to stay and become members and support us because this is it. We've been using Parallel Economy for months to preempt this. I have been advocating for people to get off PayPal for a long time. And I'm not just going to terminate everybody who's a member who already uses PayPal because that's just, look, let's talk about Disney, for instance. They suck. They've done a lot of really awful things. But I don't tell people just to get rid of their Disney because it's not realistic. People like watching Disney entertainment, and you get a lot for that $10 or whatever. What I do say is the Daily Wire, Timcast, and many others are producing entertainment that hopefully will someday supplant what they're making over at Disney. But I say this, if you're convicted, if you really believe in what you believe, then you should cancel those services and subscribe to, say, Crowder, Daily Wire, or Timcast.com. Realistically, I'm going to compete and earn your membership. We're doing the best we can. Cast Castle vlogs are shaping up, getting better by the minute. Tales from the Inverted World's got a new show coming out. We really are trying to build something that will convince you to get away from Netflix and Amazon and these other platforms. But hey, I'll tell you, I use Amazon. I don't have a Netflix. I have a Disney, but it was because I bought it last year for 1 year. So it's probably expiring soon or something like that. Here's the point. We hope each and every one of you who is on PayPal re-signs up using Parallel Economy, not just to support us, not just to make a statement about PayPal, but to support Parallel Economy. This is a financial transaction service that if we all start using, the wokeness stops. You see how fast PayPal backed down. Let me show you this one from Yahoo. PayPal pulls back, says it won't fine customers $2,500 for misinformation after backlash. That's because of you. That's because each and every one of you said no. Now, to be honest, it's largely about Elon Musk and these other, the PayPal mafia, they call it, coming out and saying no. Look at this. PayPal's down 4.5%. Good. Here's what's worrying. When I got this news, I'm like, hey, a large portion of our memberships are PayPal. Even though we took it off the site months ago, many people remain with PayPal. Even though we've said over and over again, switch over. But, look, if you want to stay, keep using it, fine. We have tried to be the most reasonable we can. I don't want to make it too hard for people. I think I may have, let me explain something. A lot of people who sign up for timcast.com used PayPal. They don't think twice about it. That means if they see this news and they don't really pay attention all that much, they don't watch the shows regularly, they cancel on us, we don't get them back. We have already lost more users than have switched over. And that's worrying. But we knew it was going to happen, and we hate PayPal to begin with. So I regret using them in the first place. But I hope many of you re-sign back up using Parallel Economy. Again, to support Parallel Economy, we need to get them more and more users. We need to make that company, we need to make Rumble, we need to make these alternatives bigger and bigger and bigger. So I hope so. But I want to talk about the legal element real quick. PayPal didn't change their terms, as I mentioned. PayPal issued a false statement. It was an error. So I equate it this way, and maybe I'm wrong, but I'll talk to a lawyer about this because we've already lost a lot of money we're not getting back from people canceling outright. Not on us, shutting down their PayPal accounts. If I hire a security guard And it's a contract, right? Contract to a security company. And they say, as part of the agreement, you grant us, full access to the building to be able to open and lock doors as we deem necessary for security reasons, right? Okay, right. Well, that's reasonable. If they then came at 2 a.m. and opened the door, what can I say? What if they came at 2 a.m, opened the door, and then left? And then they said, that wasn't actually for security reasons. That was a mistake. We accidentally breached your security and left the door open. That's the opposite of what they're supposed to be providing, right? See, that is not in line with our agreement. You don't get to make mistakes. You don't get to break my vase, admit you broke it, and then be like, but we're allowed to break it. No, you're not. You are allowed to handle the vase, not break it. I would argue PayPal saying this was a mistake, admitting they made a mistake, was not a contract change. It was them admitting their false statements has caused damage to all of those who use that platform. I think they're responsible. Although I'm sure they've got something in their terms that says you will hold PayPal harmless, blah, blah, blah. I'll talk to my lawyers about it and I'll see. Because I think PayPal owes me a lot of money for damages. We lost a lot of money. That's true. That's reality. Because a lot of people just canceled their accounts without thinking twice. Hopefully those people come back. They realize, hey, wait a minute, I'm not logged into Timcast anymore. Hopefully they sign back up. This is where we are right now. Now, here's where it gets interesting. PayPal claims it was an error, right? They say PayPal. Well, let me show you this real quick. Here's the stock. Down 4.78% in the last 5 days. Congratulations, PayPal. You're hurting everybody. So PayPal says it was an error. Quote, an acceptable use policy notice recently went out an error that included incorrect information. PayPal is not fining people for misinformation, and this language was never intended to be inserted into our policy. Our teams are working to correct our policy pages. We're sorry for the confusion this has caused. The course reversal comes after the policy changes started to attract media scrutiny, as well as criticism on Twitter. Former PayPal president David Marcus even blasted the company over the implication that it could seize customers' money for finding their views objectionable. Define misinformation. You can't. That's the problem. Or I should say exemplify misinformation. You can define its information is intended to be false, to spread false information. But who's the arbiter of that? Here's where it gets interesting. This Twitter user, King Titan, says, I have irrefutable evidence PayPal is lying. They say the notice went out in error, but it was uploaded to their website since at least Tuesday, the 27th of September, 2022, at 22:33 UTC, as attested by archive.org here. I even found who wrote it. Now, I don't know that this is true. This is just a random tweet that I thought was interesting, and it's got hundreds of retweets. But there is an archive showing from PayPalObjects.com, marketing UA PDF, acceptable use full. Last updated November 3rd, it says, but you can see here September 27th, 2022. And it mentions they can fine you in liquidating damages up to $2,500 per violation, which includes, show personal information, encourage, promote, facilitate to engage in illegal activity, blah, 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 blah. Involve products and identified, yada, yada, yada. Where is it here? Involve the sending, obscene, harassing, blah, 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 self-harm, depict, promote, incite hatred. Here you go. This is it. That if you are involved in sending, posting, or publishing any messages, content, or materials that in their sole discretion depict, promote, or incite hatred or discrimination or protected groups of individuals based on protected characteristics, blah, 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 blah. You get the point. If you offend certain groups and they see fit, they can take your money. There you go. That's it. Now, I don't know if this goes on to talk about we'll just look for misinformation. There you go. There it is. Promote misinformation or unlawful. There it is in number 5. That's the hateful conduct one too, right? Yep. If you are hateful or promote misinformation, they can take your money. This is from, I have this up on archive. So I don't know what this is or whatever, but there it is. It's real. It's very, very real. And it's creepy. I want to show you something. I want to show you something totally unrelated, but not really, seemingly unrelated. Lauren Boebert tweeted 2 words, let's go Brandon. And then she was mocked by David Hogg, George Takei, Chip Franklin, John Cooper, because they didn't realize she was mocking a viral story about Joe Biden. And she was ratioed, and it was masterful. And it's not the first time Lauren Boebert has done this. There's a reason why I bring this up in this context. PayPal is only pulling back because the cult wasn't strong enough. Because too many prominent individuals and too many regular people started canceling their accounts and saying no. And that's it. Here's why I brought up the Lauren Boebert thing. David Hogg says 3 words, you're an idiot. Chip Franklin says, and Lauren Boebert dumb as dirt or unable to count. George Takei says, she can't count. These people are in a cult. They don't know a major viral story just occurred. They don't know that on CNBC, Biden said, I'm going to start with 2 words, made in America, which is 3 words. Lauren Boebert was commenting on a CNBC broadcast of Joe Biden, probably more networks, mind you, of him saying the exact thing. That's how you know it's a cult. These people don't actually watch the news. They have no idea what's going on. All they do is swarm around each other and say nonsense at each other. PayPal's exploiting that. They want more of these people. I bring this up because it's good news. The cult wasn't strong enough, but I genuinely believe PayPal was trial ballooning this. But you know what? It doesn't matter my opinion. What matters is what they admitted to. And they admitted to a mistake that's costing lots of money for lots of people. So if you're a business that used PayPal and you are losing customers because of the mistake they made, I believe PayPal's responsible for that mistake. I would be surprised, but maybe I'm just wrong, that if they included in their terms of service that they can engage in mistakes, errors that cause damage to your business, and they will assume and you waive any responsibility. That to me, there may be something like, you will hold us harmless in the event that you lose customers due to the actions taken by PayPal or something like that. But I don't believe they can. I don't think that you can contractually argue you're allowed to screw up and not be responsible for it. It's just like I hire a security company and they say they're allowed to open my windows, and then they break the window and then argue, well, we are allowed to open them, but you agreed to hold us harmless for the actions we took in defense of your property. It's like, I don't think you breaking my window is in defense of my property. I don't think they can argue that they have a right to do stuff like that. I could be wrong. But again, I'll be talking to my lawyer. This is where we're currently at, my friends. The social credit score is upon us. This is that system. But you know what? Parallel economy exists. And you can go to timcast.com and support both Timcast and Parallel Economy, Tim Pool and Dan Bongino, by becoming a member and using their services. I want to stress this. We have a lot of people who are still members over at PayPal. And while I said, look, if you want to keep using PayPal, by all means, just, you're good to do it, because we want to make things realistic. We want to make it easy. We want to compete with these systems and win. But this, my friends, is a 5-alarm fire. This is a red alert. PayPal tried to do this. And at the very least, they have someone writing these policies. It is time. If you are using PayPal, go to timcast.com. If you have your own account at PayPal, you can cancel your account. You can do whatever you find reasonable. And then sign up at timcast.com using Parallel Economy. If you signed up at timcast.com using PayPal and as a guest, which would mean it was a long time, you've been a long time member, and I really appreciate that. You can open your profile, cancel your account, and then re-sign up using Parallel Economy. I wish there were a better way to do it. We do not have the most sophisticated technology. We are working on building up and making our site better every day. If we had 2 million users like, some of these other platforms, if we had 200 million users like some of the big networks, we'd be fixing this stuff overnight. We can only build what we can afford to build. So that's one way to do it. If you do re-sign up, I do believe it will charge you for the rest of the month. So maybe what you can do is you can wait until right before the end of the month, then cancel, and then re-sign up using Parallel Economy. Or if you're happy to just support us, cancel your PayPal, become a new member. It'll charge you the $10 again. And if you're cool with that, it does help us out. Or you can look. There's always options when you sign up. You can give as much as you want to give. We do have plans for the higher tiers. We are working on it. We're trying to figure out the best way to go about creating different tiers. Daily Wire, of course, has their like read only tier, then their video tier, and then their like super member tier, like with movies and everything. And I think we'd be smart to do that because we just started off being like, it's $10 a month because we produce extra segments. But the more shows we make, the more expensive it gets. So it's like we want to make more shows, but eventually it's just like, we got to charge more money. So we're trying to figure it out. We do. I think Daily Wire, it's like $12 for their video content or something. For us, it's $10. We don't have full length movies or anything, but I suppose it's simple enough to say all we really need is more members. More members means we can do more stuff. That's it. Less members means we do less stuff. So when PayPal members are closing their accounts, We're getting hit by this. It is a rainstorm. It is a rainy day. But you know what? I would rather lose the money from people canceling their accounts than see PayPal get away with trying to create a social credit score system where they can fine you money for spreading what they deem at their sole discretion hate speech or misinformation. This is why several months ago we said no more PayPal. It's why several months ago, in fact, I think it's almost a year ago now, we've been working on setting up parallel economy. We've had it up for several months, and we were working on it for a longer time than that because we had to build the infrastructure to do it. So I implore all of you, reach out, tweet at Dan Bongino. Dan, maybe you can address this. What can we do to make parallel economy replace this kind of stuff? You know what you guys need? I go to the grocery store and I see the Square terminal. I see these payments things. Parallel economy needs that. So when you've got a brick and mortar shop, you go on the Public Square app, and you can assert your loyalty to American values, your belief in American values. Those businesses that use that, they should be using parallel economy for their transactions. The rates are better, the promises are better, the people are better, and we have to do this. We have to build it up. So let me stress this again. When you become a member at timcast.com using parallel economy, when you switch over from PayPal to parallel economy, Stripe is fine. The guys at Stripe are actually pretty okay. That's why Locals uses Stripe. Parallel economy is better. But when you switch to parallel economy, you are supporting us and you are helping build a real parallel economy. You're supporting Dan Bongino and parallel economy. So let's just get it, man. Daily Wire should be using them as well. I don't know who they use, but I'll say it again. I think like Ruben met with the Stripe guys a while ago. Locals uses Stripe. Stripe has actually done a pretty good job. When we had a problem over at Stripe, the CEO himself responded, and I have tremendous respect for that. I think they're trying really hard to play the game right, but my chips are on parallel economy. Okay, fine. There, I said it a million times. I'll leave it there. Next segment's coming up at 4 p.m. over at youtube.com/Timcast. Thanks for hanging out, and I'll see you all then.